Ricardo Sanchez, known as El Mandril, has taken to calling Donald J. Trump El Hombre del Pelequin. In other words, the man of the toupee.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Friday Five. It's August 28th, 2015. This is episode 18 of our weekly tech and e-commerce talk. I'm John Suder, broadcasting from the Fortress of Solitude in Philadelphia. And with us is our co-host, Mr. Bart Mroz, all the way up there in New York City.
Finally home.
How are we doing? You were a little out of pocket there for a while.
Yeah, a little bit of travel.
A little travel around. So what was it, 6 planes in 2 days or 12 planes in...
Yeah. Six planes in 3 days.
Jesus H. Christ. And you kind of made your way across the country.
I made a circle.
You started out in California and then just kind of...
No, I just made a circle. I went from New York to Atlanta to Vegas, Denver, Columbus, Philly, back to New York.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that one day we did 4 plane rides in one day. We were in Columbus for a whole 4 hours.
And then you were back for 1 day, and then
I had to go to awesome summer camp.
Which was probably a wonderful break after all that. Yeah,
it was a welcome break where there's no cell phone connection and good old partying.
Yeah, so the WeWork summer camp, you showed me that video. That's something else there. You know, I think whoever shot that video, it's a good sales piece.
Yeah, unfortunately, it is the last time I think they're doing it with members.
Oh, they're going to open it up?
No, they're going to close it down, meaning they won't do it with members anymore. It's going to be pretty much just employees. They're talking about other things, like I think possibly music things or something along those lines, but they don't know yet.
Oh,
it's 2,000 people, and the problem is they take every single employee, and they're going to be like, I don't know, almost 1,500 employees next year.
Right.
So that's a problem.
So they take every employee, and the company basically grinds to a halt for 4 days, plus whatever the planning and everything it takes to.
They have a whole planning department just for big events.
I believe it. I believe it.
Yeah, those guys do a good job. It was amazing. It was really, really good.
I'll put a link to that video in the show notes. So before we get started, we have to talk about Donald Trump for a minute here.
This is awesome.
Donald Trump got called out by some Mexican reporter. I'm going to play this.
Known as El Mandril, on his Spanish drive time radio show in Los Angeles, has taken to calling Donald J. Trump El Hombre del Pelequin. In other words, the man of the toupee.
All right, that's his nickname from now on. We have to do something with this. The man of the toupee. And later in the clip, a woman comes up and she plays with his hair, but she actually only just kind of touches the edge. She doesn't do this kind of thing here. So.
Right. I know, this is just, it's so funny. It comes up every time he's out there in public. Everybody makes fun of him.
Well, look at this. I mean, look at this head of hair.
It's like flag of seagulls.
Right.
Seagulls.
It's swooping forward, and then
right.
it makes a U-turn and comes back.
And what he does with it just goes, what?
And then swoops.
I mean, I have, a sideways to the side haircut, but I just don't.
I would just like to see when he gets out of the shower, is it like this one long strip and then he goes.
I think it's kind of like yours. You could do that.
I don't know.
If you actually part it to the side.
Well, I'll tell you what, the next show, because I'm leaving my hair grow long just to see what it looks like. And I'll give you a reason later on in the show. But I'm going to see if I can do the swoop. For the next episode, I'll hook it up.
It takes a lot of hairspray.
Yeah, a lot of hairspray, a lot of foundation, a lot of
anyway.
A lot of glue. All right, so crazy week this week.
Speaking of something that dips down.
Yeah, something that dips down. Crazy week this week. Stock market basically took a big dump on Monday. Opened, dropped over 1,000 points, mainly because of Europe and Asia, the Chinese stock market.
Yeah, mostly Chinese stock market. It's kind of funny because everybody like panic and it's like, slow down, chill.
Yeah, well, the market's very emotional, but money has no emotion, so everybody's just gotta calm down.
Yes,
but
which was interesting. A lot of people made tons of money.
Yeah. That was one of those days where I wish I had some money to just kind of dive in there and grab some bargains. But
imagine, all the guys who short sell like crazy.
Oh yeah. A lot of the e-commerce stocks took a beating.
Tech stocks got beat up a little bit overall, I think.
I haven't checked it, but I know some of them made some rebounds. Netflix went down 18%.
Yeah, I think they all did, but overall I believe they all kind of rebounded a little bit. S&P just hit like crazy.
Yeah,
it's interesting. It's interesting how as much as everybody talk about Donald Trump too, like all these people are talking about, U.S., but at the end of the day, it's a global economy. There's no.
Yeah. And here's the real scary thing is that the Chinese stock market is pretty new, and the government has been kind of propping it up.
Yeah.
And because the Chinese economy is relatively new, and it was a government economy for so many years, and now these investors thought that they could come in and make easy money. Didn't realize that, the stock market goes up, stock market goes down. They thought that once it goes down, the government was going to prop it back up. But the government probably just went.
Yeah, they're like, whoa, what is this?
So it's, it's still a bit of a curve. The problem is that it's so volatile and it's so big. It's like a giant ship it's
huge. But if you look at it, end of the day, U.S. stock market is not only the thing, right? You look at Japan, you look at Germany, you look at Europe, look at all those things, and it's all moving all around. It's not going to be just in one place.
Yeah, it's a global economy, as you said.
Tech, tech is everywhere. It doesn't really matter, It's a global thing, and it's interesting how that works.
Yeah, well, we'll have to keep an eye on Asia and see what happens.
Interesting.
Another big news that
went down.
We've been hiding under a rock. The website Ashley Madison was hacked. AshleyMadison.com, for those who don't know, is a website for people looking to have an extramarital affair. Users sign up for free, which is great, but the catch is, this is how they make money, is that you have to pay credits to send messages to other users.
Correct.
But what through the hack was what they found out was that most of the women on there were either robots, cam girls, or what else was it? They said there was like hardly any women on the site. There's 37 million users, but I think like 30 million of them were men.
Right. And by the way, absolutely, apparently Ottawa is like the biggest users there, and it's like it was something like every third person or fourth person had an account.
Now, do you think I just kind of did a little research. That company's from Canada. Do you think maybe because they do a lot of advertising up there, or why do you think that is?
Maybe
because it's cold.
Ottawa is not as technically pretty.
Well, or do you think it's just because it's cold up there? People are just looking to keep warm.
Yeah, that too. The funniest though yesterday happened. My buddy went, "Hey, so apparently I had an account," and he was like, "I've been married forever," and he's like, "I told my wife. They're very open. They're not hiding." It's just like, so she goes, "How I didn't make that account just in case." So I have no, just in case, so that if we split up, I have something against you. I went,
reverse blackmail.
I went, I hope somebody thought about that.
Yeah. Well, there was one website that entered in a bunch of celebrity names, and it says Bill Clinton has an account, Taylor Swift has an account. Well, it's people just making up fake addresses. So who knows? But I
think the best one was the guy who was like the 19 kids and counting.
Oh, the Josh Duggar. Yeah, he had an account. He's a real piece of work. Snooki from what do you call it? Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
My husband had one. And then there was like a bunch of other reality stars who I couldn't give a rat's ass about. They had accounts.
It's just like, what? Why?
More than 100 ESPN employees had accounts. These were accounts that were set up with, ESPN offices. There was 15,000 military accounts. The top schools with verified Ashley Madison accounts: Cornell, Columbia, and Stanford.
Interesting.
These aren't stupid people. Top businesses: IBM had 311 accounts, HP had 160, Cisco had 92, and Apple had 63. These are all verified accounts through Ashley Madison.
Wow. That's why. Wow.
So Gizmo, I really enjoyed putting these stats together. Gizmodo website, gizmodo.com, dug up some info. Only 1,492 women actually open their inbox to check messages. That's compared to 20 million men. Only 2,409 women ever use the chat functions versus 11 million men. Only 9,700 women ever, the entire history of the site, ever responded to a message on the site compared to more than 11 million men. There were only 3 zip codes in America without any Ashley Madison accounts. I should probably tell you what cities they were. Stand by.
You're enjoying the story.
Oh, I love it. Only 3 zip codes in America without Ashley Madison accounts, and here they are. Nicollet, Alaska, population 94. Perryville, Alaska, population 113. And Polvodara, New Mexico, population 269. And there you have it.
Alaska ones are funny.
The only places in America without Ashley Madison account, and also without any people. So
Right.
the moral of this story is that America is filled with a bunch of scumbags.
Well, the moral of the story is, well, first of all.
Moral of the story is keep it in your pants.
Well, yes. Did you see the John Oliver when there was they're showing the actual commercial?
Oh, they're terrible. They played the radio commercials on Howard Stern, and they're so bad, they're good. Like, I actually was looking forward to them because they're just so bad.
To me, it's just like, why? Why would you? I mean, I just don't get it, right? But besides the fun part of this, the big part is actually the site getting hacked. I mean, security is such a big. I mean, we're hearing more and more lately. I want to stop being hacked like crazy.
Yeah, it's frightening, especially when they have all that personal data, especially something as sensitive as this. I mean,
Right.
Forget just credit card things. I mean, these guys have nude photos. They've got all the sexual predilections of every guy and every.
Forget the credit card. This is easier, right? You own the information. You can go blackmail the hell out of it, right?
Well, that's the other part of it. There's a lot of extortion and blackmail happening now. Or there's already been a couple suicides, which is terribly.
That's terrible, right?
sad.
I mean, your credit card being stolen, right? It's whatever. But your rest of your info, and especially on sites like that, where it's like, holy crap, you just,
It's basically, hey, here's all the things that I'm into. It's like hey, I like to wear women's clothes once in a while. It's no big deal.
Right, but imagine, I mean, if you think about it, that's you can do extortion, you can do all that kind of stuff with. You just go to careers, especially if you work high up, especially in those. I mean, look at it.
Yeah, well, that's what I said. The top 3 tech companies. I mean, there's a lot of guys that are probably really sweating a lot this week.
Exactly. I mean, it's tough, and being e-commerce for us, we have so many things that we have to be careful with and do what we do. Obviously credit card being stolen is hard, but that's why you have credit card companies. That's why you have all the compliance we have to go through.
Yeah, security is most important right now. So what happens when you get into a bad situation or you're in a stressful situation? You get drunk. See how I led into the next story? Isn't that good?
You do get drunk. That's pretty big. And like Amazon River.
Yeah, so if you live in, where is it? Seattle?
Seattle right now.
Seattle. You can get booze delivered from Amazon in 1 hour. It's not by a drone. It's an actual person that delivers it.
That is correct. We actually used to do that. We have built a site for that. in New York at one point in our life. There's actually about 5 or 6 companies doing that in New York. Amazon is actually, it's interesting that actually you're allowed to do it. There's so many laws around booze itself. Obviously, there's a full, huge, big law, which is the, what's it called? No, I forget. Damn it. It's the three level law, whatever that is. That there has to be a manufacturer, a distributor, and a retailer.
Right.
Whatever is that called? The 3-tier law. And that's actually was instituted right where when prohibition ended, they put an amendment in just to do that. And it's a humongous law. It's tricky because if you cannot, there's a lot of stuff around this. And unfortunately, it's an actual store can deliver. A distributor cannot. There's like a lot of this crazy laws in there. A manufacturer, which is, that a manufacturer of liquor cannot deliver. They have to go through these 3 tiers.
Why do you think that is?
Taxes.
Okay. Gotcha.
If you look at it, a distributor or a manufacturer pays federal, a distributor pays state, a local retailer pays local. I mean, they all pay all this back, but basically that's kind of how it flows.
Gotcha. Understood.
So technically, if you want to deliver liquor to a person, you have to have a store. What's weird about Amazon, and this is the tricky part, is that Amazon has the buying power to buy that stuff, right? But they also have Amazon Grocery, which is how they're doing it, and then so you can spread that out. Unfortunately, I don't know how they're doing it or how they went around the laws because none of the 3 can own each other.
Right. I got understood. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, it's tricky. I mean, we've went through this. The delivery stuff is actually not that hard. There's a loophole in there that everybody uses. It's the same one that everybody uses.
Well, they can do wine in the rest of the country, but only
wine is a little different. Wine is a little weird and different, and they've been less about the wine because if you go to a winery, you can actually get wine delivered straight from the winery.
Right.
So that's changing a lot in the wine world, which is not going to change any tips for hard liquor.
All right.
Yeah, that was a little burp.
A little too much booze at lunch.
Yeah,
Doing a little research for the story, Bart.
I was researching.
Unfortunately,
they're just in Seattle.
Research and development.
Although I wonder, there's 3 or 4 in New York right now. I think there's Drizzly Mini Bar, and then your local delivery. I mean, any store will deliver, pretty much in New York.
You won't get that in Philly.
Yeah, well, New York is a delivery town, so they will deliver everything.
But besides delivery, it's just that Philly is just so backwards with their liquor laws. I mean, just recently now we just basically in the last 10 years have allowed sidewalk dining and being able to have a beverage outside. But
it's a bigger state, that's why. I mean, it's definitely more, restricted.
Really backwards. But I think
Ohio, there's few states that are like that.
Yeah, like Utah, I'm sure.
I think there's only 4 or 5 states actually. There's 38 states that have the same kind of liquor laws like New York. I used to know these stats last year, like back in my hand, because I was doing it. So it's interesting. I think it's going to be good. I think, it puts a competition on everybody else. It legitimizes a little bit of delivery. Like, I get it. Like, I think the biggest problem which people have solved is like minors buying stuff, which right. You can do it. You can just check. There's apps that you just like check the license and stuff like that. Amazon is just becoming more and more a delivery service. They'll deliver everything. It's kind of weird because being in the e-commerce space, this is what we do for a living and consulting and stuff like that. A lot of stuff what we buy is from Amazon because it's just there. It's the convenience of it. It's your store.
Yeah, it's becoming a verb for me because I'm buying more and more things from there. and half of me says, you know what, I really should, do a little more research when I buy things, but just the convenience of it, just.
You're like, boom, done.
It almost trumps price. There you go. See, I use Trump. See how I fit that in there?
It'll be great.
Some big news. Instagram has killed the Square. The Square is dead. Long live the Square.
Yeah, you said that earlier. Keep on talking.
You can now upload to landscape or portrait mode. I looked on there. I haven't really seen any examples of it yet. I don't think a lot of people really know, because when you update an app, it doesn't exactly onboard you and tell you that it's changed. Why is this important? Well, personally, I use Instagram a lot, but I think, and the reason I stuck this in there is because a lot of brands use Instagram. I think it's going to open a lot of things up for brands, because what they realize is that a lot of their users, a good majority of their users were using third-party apps to edit their photos down to the Square format. Obviously, brands will have, in-house departments, social media departments that don't, know how to work around this. But I think it's gonna make it easier to post content to Instagram. What I don't like as a designer and an artist and blah, 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 I kind of like the restrictions that Instagram had. I kind of got used to thinking, okay, if this is for Instagram, it's got to be in a Square format.
Right.
But I think for Instagram as a company or an offshoot of Facebook, it makes more sense for the users, because Instagram used to be a nice little walled garden for artists and photographers and things, and now it's pretty much open. Every day I see more people from Facebook, unfortunately, coming on and posting their memes on the Instagram, which I hate. But I just don't follow those people, so I don't see it. Whereas you go to Facebook, it's now just walls full of just memes and sayings, inspirational quotes, and pictures of your dog. So anyway, but I think for brands, I think that'll open it up, because your video, you can use native source video. You don't have to worry about cropping or anything because video is becoming obviously more and more prominent. And again, they could just now they can get more creative with their campaigns, because they could do landscape, portrait, things like that.
I mean, becoming one of the biggest social networks, basically.
Yeah. I mean, I really enjoy being on Instagram because it's a different experience than Facebook. And there's
People are very, very particular about who they add, who they don't add, and look at it and stuff like that. So it's interesting.
Yeah, it's more of a refined experience, in my opinion. But like I said, I haven't seen any examples of it yet. Oh, here's one. No, that's just cropped badly. So that's the problem. It's like people just crop poorly because they don't know any better.
Nice.
All right, so we're going to talk about our product of the week, since we're talking about video and photography and things.
Speaking of poorly shot stuff.
Okay, very good. Speaking of poorly shot things, there's a new app called VHS Camcorder. I think this is a stroke of brilliance. These guys, basically 10 days after it was released, became the #2 paid app in the App Store, second only to, what do you think?
Instagram?
Minecraft. Well, you don't pay for Instagram. Paid app.
Minecraft, yeah.
Second highest paid app. Second only to Instagram. Minecraft for the win. And basically it replicates the whole VHS camcorder experience, which is something that's near and dear to me, because I have boxes of video that I shot on a crappy camcorder. And what this does, the guy actually, he was basically an After Effects editor, and he went in and just studied hours and hours and hours of crappy digitized YouTubes of things from the 80s and 90s, and they figured out how to replicate the static and the band lines and the shaky video. They even designed their own custom typeface to replicate the date stamp.
Yeah.
That's really part of, when you look at VHS videos, what do you look at? You look at that little timestamp on it.
Yeah.
And you can fake the date on there, so you could shoot a video and you can just change the date in it. But what's interesting, the color palette and everything is based on a JVC GRC1 camcorder.
Yeah.
Which is the same camcorder that was used by Marty McFly in Back to the Future. So here's a little trivia for you. You cannot set the date previous to 1984 because it wouldn't be historically accurate. You can't set the time in VHS camcorder earlier than March 1984.
It's kind of weird because you look at the picture in the Wall Street Journal article and it says August 21st, 2015.
Yeah, you can put any date you want.
Oh.
Yeah, you could set any date you want on here.
Okay.
So if you look at it, I'm going to put it up on the screen. You go into menu.
You got it.
You can set recording date. You can't really see it. So I'm going to shoot some demo video. I'll try to throw it in the edit. But for the reason that this is also important, I'm going to a 1980s themed birthday party tomorrow night.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I'll be shooting some footage with that. I've already got the hair, and the sad part, because you can see I got my little mullet going here. The sad part is I didn't have to work real hard to find a costume.
No?
No.
Oh, God,
I didn't have to work really that hard to get a costume. Yeah, so that's.
What are you wearing?
What's that?
What are you wearing?
Oh, I just, the popped up polo shirt, Ray-Bans. I got a puka shell necklace because we were down the shore last week. I got a puka shell necklace.
Oh, your typical 80s skater.
Brah, surfer, brah. Yeah, brah.
All I need are some tasty waves, a cool buzz, and I'm fine.
Let's play with Mick and the boys. Yeah.
And for our young viewers.
Yeah. That would be Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
That would be Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Go on.
Cody, what are you doing?
You're going to see a lot of faces that you would never know they were in a movie.
Learn about Cuba and having some food, Mr. Hind.
Mr. Hand.
Mr. Hind.
Share that pizza.
I figured since it was our time. You're right, Mrs. Spicoli. It is our time. And that would mean it's our pizza. So come on up, step up, grab a piece, get a good one, get a good one. And there's Spicoli's face. Oh, my pizza.
All right.
Now we're morphing into McConaughey. All right.
Anyway.
This week, want to wrap it up?
Let's wrap it up.
All right. Everyone have a great week, and we'll catch you next time.
Peace.
Shaka bra.
All right.
All right. Shaka bra.